Can $449 buy you a premium set of irons? We're gonna find out here today. We've got an incredible player's iron in the Ram Axial forged iron set. This is so reminiscent to me of another set I love in this family of golf clubs. McGregor, the sibling of the Ram company. These things look very similar to the MT Mills. In addition to the looks, you've got similar shaft options, you're gonna have similar grips, and similar customizability that you get out of the McGregor, but again, at about $100 less. Now this Ram name to me has been one that I never really associated with good equipment, good golf clubs. But over the years, that opinion has started to change. We looked at the FXT irons on this channel recently, and I really loved those in the game improvement category. Are these ones gonna be as good? Maybe better? Well, we're gonna find out here at Carrollwood Country Club. First, let's turn the camera around and have a look. Here is a look at this beautiful iron. They call it a blade. It's almost like a cavity back, but I suppose it is kind of like a T-zoid type shape. You've got that milling here in the back as well, that radial milling. I love the underside of these clubs, very thin, narrow profile. What I really love though is, if you can see it there, you've got relief towards the face. That should promote really good turf interaction, but we will test that here on the course. If you look at the top end of this club, it is very thin, very inviting for you players who do not want to see a big lump of metal back there. In terms of like size of the blade itself though, it's not nearly as small as some blades out there. So hopefully we're going to get some forgiveness out of this thing. In terms of a shaft, I've got the KBS Tour 90 gram stiff shaft on this one, a little lighter than the shafts I normally play. And we round off the package with this lambkin cross line. We see this a lot in the budget irons, but it's a good solid grip. Now in terms of loss of these irons, I think this is the sweet spot in this category of clubs. 31 at the 7 iron, so it's going to be a little stronger than traditional and much less stronger than your game improvement clubs. This is just right for me. 21 at the 4 iron and 44 at the pitching wedge. We're going to set an over-under of ±2 today because the greens are a little shaggy here at Carrollwood Country Club in the summer. They've been top dressed not too long ago as well. So putting could be difficult, but we'll do our best. And this is gonna be all about the irons anyways. We'll be playing the silver tees, going irons only. Let's get to work. All right, starting off on a par 5 here. Chance to strike early, and hopefully we strike often. I'm gonna go 4 iron here. It's gonna be the hardest club in any set to hit. Let's see how she feels. Well, nice and high trajectory. Push it off just a bit to the right, but with a good kick, we should be fine. Here's where we landed now. Yeah, you're gonna need to generate your own swing speed with these ones. Granted, not amazing contact in any way, shape, or form, but on mishits, you will pay a bit of a distance penalty, as we just saw. So we're gonna take that 4 iron right back out here, because we're gonna wanna advance the ball as close as we can. We'll give it a second shot to hit one in the middle of the club face. Now we got some amazing peak height there though, really, with a 4 iron on a player's iron set. So we'll see how we do out of the rough. I gotta choke up here because the ball's above my feet. And what you saw on display there is one of the reasons better golfers like an iron like this. You've got such a narrow sole to this, and beyond that, that sole relief that we talked about, it cuts right through the rough, and had no problem on a very poor lie there, getting the ball up and out. Let's see where she finished. Now this one was out of the middle of the club face and out of the rough too, which probably held us back a few yards. 199 is the number there, and as you can see, we are in position A, pin right here. Again, it just goes to show you that you've got to strike the ball well with an iron like this. You're not going to get the forgiveness, that perimeter weighting that you get in other cavity backs and game improvement clubs. And you've got to generate your own power. 199 is a good number with a 4 iron for this type of set. But I've hit that with 5 irons. In fact, I've gone to 208 recently, hitting 5 irons with the new JPX series, which is a much more forgiving club, of course. But you got to bring your own power for these ones. I've got 108 here. I've got a front pin. We're going to unwrap the pitching wedge, which is more club than I need. I imagine this is going to be about probably a 125 club or so, maybe 130 even, but we'll take a little bit off here because I want to see stopping power and trajectory control out of this shot. Pins in the front. Oof. Felt great. Right on line, just a little long, and seemed to stop on a dime. Let's check the pitch mark. Yes, indeed, pitch mark right here in front of the ball. Didn't roll out much at all. Downhill, we're gonna call this one 35 feet. Come on, baby. Reach! The astute folks who watch this show know that this putter, you haven't seen it in a while because I have the new Mere Mortal 1.0, our own Let's Play Through putter being developed that I've been playing out here on course, but I had to ship it to Mexico with Shipsticks, our partner. That means I don't have my normal putter here today, but I'm pretty darn good with this one. That's a par to start. We're heading to a shorter par 4, chance to attack. And yeah, if you want to see those Cancun videos, check out our travel channel, which I will link down below for you. I'm also going to leave you a 20% off discount code for Shipsticks. It's the only thing I trust getting my clubs overseas. I use it for all the golf trips and absolutely love their service. When I do these reviews, I like to play all the clubs in the bag. So we just hit 2 4-irons on the first hole. I'm going to go 5-iron here. And I'm going to try to shape my shot along the curve of this fairway, which is a dogleg left. Oh yeah, just like that. Impressive height onto these irons. Huh. Hit them maybe a little further than I expected. It may have bounced into the trap there, but gosh, it felt really good coming off the club head. Like I mentioned, those McGregor irons in the same family, really buttery soft. These are close. I don't think they're quite there, honestly, but they're real close. We're actually short of the bunker, which is great. And we're in the fairway. We've got 128. I think this is gonna be perfect now for that pitching wedge. Again, a spot on the green I think I can really attack, pretty much middle of this green. Oh yeah, that's going right at it. Get tight. If we talk distance, remember this pitching wedge is 44 degrees. I'm gonna say I'm, 7 yards short. I hit that 121. Now, I didn't take the biggest swing of my life, but I did take a decent swing. I think it should have been about a 125 to 130 swing anyway. So again, distance we will continue to test out here. So far, I would say ample, again, for someone who generates their own power, but I don't think it's gonna be a huge boost here. Certainly not like some of the game improvement irons we've tested on this show. Stopping power though, that's why you get a club like this. And this one hit right here. It actually came kind of up and then back a little bit there. So stopping power, impressive, impressive. All right, right to left, a little uphill here. This is a putt I can get aggressive at. And I love to make a birdie. Oh, gave it too much break. It was a good run though. Heading to 3. It's always fun seeing the nuances of all of these different irons out here. And I expected these to perform like the McGregor MT Milled in particular. But what we're seeing here is a straighter iron than that one. Maybe not as workable, but definitely more forgiving on right to left dispersion, it seems like. Because these things are just going dead straight. Maybe even better stopping power than those irons, but maybe just not quite as good a feel and maybe not quite as good as distance. People are always saying, is this iron better than that one? Is that one better than this one? Which iron should I choose between these two? Of course, without knowing your game, I have no clue. I'm shooting in the dark for the most part, but beyond that, the best way to really analyze these reviews is to look at my ratings at the end of these. And if you need an iron that is more workable, you'll know that by my ranking of the workability section. If you need an iron that's going to give you more power, same thing. You'll know that by the distance portion. So that's my best advice here on how to interpret my scales and what I think is a better iron. It's gonna be the better iron for you always. I'm going back to the 4-iron because this is a long hole and I wanna squeak out as much distance as possible. Oh yeah, we'll measure this one because that was really just a perfect strike, middle of the club face with my swing speed, which is, I mean, I don't know what it was on this exact 4-iron, but I'm gonna guess somewhere around 93, 94 miles an hour. Let's see how far it flew. Again, nice peak height, very straight. Loving what I'm seeing out of these low irons. And to get that height out of a player's iron is always a good thing. I literally could not pick it up and drop it in a better spot. And here we are over 200. So I think this is really max what these irons can do, for me at least, with my swing speed, 206. Good number for a 4-iron. Let's see what we've got here to this pin. This is a hole that really hurts me very often. I've got 148, should be a nice, smooth 8 iron. A little more challenging pin position here, by the way, on this hole. This is tucked kind of back right. So you know what? Good chance to hit the old fade and see if we can work one in there a little left to right. Always like to test workability. Yeah, you know, definitely just a straight iron. It moved, it definitely moved, but it was more like the type of movement you're gonna get out of a forgiving iron, like players distance category iron. That's where I'd kind of put this one. You know, I'm never gonna complain with hitting greens. We're 3 for 3, and I'm not gonna complain with the ball flying straight, that's for sure. But if you're a real low handicapper, you may think these lack just a little bit of movement for you. And as I'm walking up to this one, you can see I am basically pin high, maybe a yard short of what we measured there. I hit it 147. And we've got our best pop of the day, 8 feet, right to left, uphill. This is as makeable as they come on this hole. Oh, come on. The last putt broke kind of late, and this one just overread the brake again. Woo. I almost feel like I gave one back there, tapping in that par. I really thought that was gonna drop. Let's head to number 4 though. Long, tight hole here requires a very accurate iron shot, and they're inspiring some confidence in me so far, I'll tell you, in terms of they just seem to want to fly straight. Okay, we're gonna have our first big challenge of the day there as I push that one off to the right. I was guarding against the hook there because if you do hook one into these trees and bushes, it's a lost ball, and I was guarding that a little bit and I just didn't quite get through that one. And hopefully we don't pay a big price for it. Yeah, unfortunately it does look like we are in the hazard. The hazard was only 10 yards here from the fairway, but we're gonna go ahead and have to drop one, unfortunately. All right, after we've dropped that, it's nestled down here a little bit in this thick rough here. In the summer in Florida, I've got 159, but I need to hit it more like 160 to 165 is kind of what I want, because we've got to carry a lot of hazard, and we're already hitting 3 here after this drop. So gotta just make sure we have enough club. More club, the better. Now that is such a nice straight shot, again, out of the rough, out of a tough lie. Woof, it's over the green. I probably hit it more like 170, but again, I'd rather be long than short in that hazard. Out of the rough, these clubs are impressive. Some of the best turf interaction I've seen in the player's iron category, thanks to that sole relief there that is towards the face, which is my personal favorite. We don't see it too often. I have it in my Adele irons, but you don't see it very often. We're still a good 25 yards from the pin here behind it, so almost 180. I'm trying just not to go double bogey here, but it's gonna take a real long putt to avoid that fate right now. I still gave it too much break. That's a double. That's no fun. That means we're right on the bubble all of a sudden and quick, and we've got 2 holes to play. A par 3, and then really what they rank at least as the #1 hole on this course, although I don't think it's quite as hard as this one, but it's gonna be difficult. So we've got 150 on the button. I forgot we're playing the silver tees here, so not as long of a shot as I thought. I'm gonna go 8 iron here. This club was good to me last time I hit it, and it's good again. Wow, in fact, that looks great. Oh, yes. I think this is my favorite club in the set. It seems like with every set, there's always one money club, isn't there? What's your money club with your set? I would love to know that. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know, is it a 7 iron? Is it a 5 iron? Whatever the case may be, let me know down below. Past the hole a little bit here. Probably hit it about 157, 158, which means we've got 20 feet or so coming back for birdie. Oh my goodness. Wow, that was fast. Putting, it's tough when you're swapping putters out back and forth. I love this putter, but I gotta get back used to it. I didn't deserve a bogey. And luckily we make the par putt. We got one more hole to play after I hit my tee shot. We are gonna rank these clubs. All right, last hole here, 366 from this tee box. Need the 4 iron to start us off right. Oh yeah. All right, as you know, I like to rank clubs on 5 criteria. First is distance, and after the first couple shots, I was a little leery of the distance of these clubs, but as I started to play a little better, hit a few more shots and hit them in the middle, I'm gonna give these clubs a pretty solid 4 out of 5. I think the distance is there, at least what you'd expect from this style of club, that blade iron or a player's iron. Next category is gonna be forgiveness. These clubs just fly so darn straight. Again, if you're gonna hit one off the toe, if you're gonna hit one off the heel, you're gonna lose some distance there. That's just the nature of a club like this. But if you're looking for a straight club hitting it from all sorts of spots on the face here today, I gotta say, 4.5 out of 5 for forgiveness. I think it's really forgiving for this style of club. Now, if we talk about workability, that's where this club is not as good as others in this category, and I'm gonna only give it a 3 out of 5 for workability. If we talk about aesthetics, looks, feel, sound, I think I like the MT milled irons just a touch better. Again, irons that, you know, maybe are in more of the player's cavity back, whereas these they're calling a blade, a player's blade, but either way, I'd probably prefer the aesthetics of those ones just a touch more, but these aren't bad at all. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 4.5 out of 5. And lastly, if we talk about value, well, these ones are up at the top. For this club to be in the mid 400s in terms of price, that is a huge, huge win. I am in the middle of fairway here once again. If I hit this green, we will have 5 out of 6 greens in regulation, and the other one was, man, I wish I had that shot back. But these clubs have really performed admirably. I think I'd be proud of the Ram name to have these in the back of my bag. And I never, ever in a million years thought I'd get to saying that on this show, that's for sure. In fact, I rank clubs every year. We have like a little ranking show. And for many years, I ranked Rams down at the nah category or the meh category, but they're moving on up here. They're making better and better clubs, and the price is right. I've got 173. I'm gonna go 6 iron here because we haven't hit that one yet today. Wish me luck. Back pin, by the way. So it's playing longer than the 363 on the scorecard. Back pin, and we need a par here for our over under. Gotta have a good strike. Ball a little above my feet. Oh, it's coming in. Is it the club? That's the only thing. It definitely hit the green. Hopefully it stopped. Oftentimes on that type of lie, ball above the feet, there's a lot of overspin when it hits, and I hope it held that green. It was a great shot. I did hit it off the toe, which you kind of have to do from that type of lie. But yeah, again, super, super straight ball flight. It certainly drew because, again, the stance, but another club that is not as forgiving as this one would probably not have hit the green. Oh, and it did stay, So 2 putts here for that over under, and I haven't had a birdie, so I'd prefer that. Actually, you call it here in the afternoon shadows. I think that's a green in regulation because I think this is the cut of the fringe right behind it, but it's really close. Don't give it as much break, Gabe. Do not give it as much break. I can't believe it moved that way. Oh, I enjoyed these irons. They still passed the test. We still got our over under. And a couple other irons that I really love is this one and this one right here. Check those reviews out if you're shopping in this category of irons, and I'll catch you back here next time on another edition of Let's Play Through.